Hey, good Thursday morning. Yeah, it's Thursday morning. Time for another devotion. Yeah. So today I want to talk from the book of Lamentations. And, to lament, it's to express deep sorrow or deep grief. And we lament almost every day. I mean, seriously, look at your social media post. Look at the comments that people get. We lament. And we just don't do it in a way that sometimes is productive. In the book of Lamentations, the book was written in a way to lament, to express sorrow and grief for what was happening to the kingdom of Judah. They were besieged 604 BC by Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians. Some folks have been deported. Others are still holed up behind the walls of their cities. The Babylonians are waiting patiently. And so those inside are lamenting. They're grieving for those who have been taken away. They're grieving for what is to come. But yet, in the book of Lamentations, there are witnesses to the hope that the people of Judah were holding on to, even in the midst of losing everything, even in the midst of losing loved ones, even in the midst of losing their homes and their city and the life that they knew. In Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 to 23, it says, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. Now, when you look at this in Hebrew, that could be taken different ways. First of all, because of the Lord's great love, the person writing that book of Lamentation hasn't been consumed, hasn't been taken hostage, hasn't been killed. That's one way to look at it. Another way is they haven't been consumed by the fear, by the worry, by the anxiety, by all those things that we experience. We can relate to the people. And that's what's so great about the Bible is we can put ourselves into their situation. We can relate to the woman at the well who was isolated. We could relate to the leper who felt like they didn't belong anywhere. We could relate to the loneliness of Jesus on the night that he was betrayed, when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, crying out, my God, my God. Sometimes we forget that these stories in the Bible are stories that speak to us even today. In Lamentations chapter 3, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. We're not consumed by hate. We're not consumed by prejudice. We're not consumed by anger. We're not consumed by those things that we see in our world because we're followers of Jesus, because we're set apart. We're not like everybody else. We follow Jesus. And what does Jesus command? Love God, love your neighbor. Yeah. And in the book of Lamentations, it continues. It says that his compassions never fail. His compassions never fail, meaning God's compassion. And this is a person writing in the midst of war, in the midst of losing their land, their home, even their family. The writer says his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. They are new every morning, meaning God's compassions. And here we are Thursday morning. It's a new day. And as we're reminded, his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. And it finishes with Lamentations chapter 3, verse 23, which says, great is your faithfulness. And this is coming from a person who is writing about what had happened, what was happening 604 BC when Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians were besieging the kingdom of Judah. They weren't giving up. They were holding on to their faith no matter what was happening around them. And that's a word for all of us today. Hold on to the faith. Life may be difficult, but you know what? The faithfulness of the Lord never fails. The faithfulness of the Lord never fails. This is Pastor Bill from St. Luke's United Methodist Church, Harrisville, West Virginia, Ritchie County, West Virginia. Wherever you are, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you're safe. Have a great day, everyone. God bless.